the person that you're recording with and that is leading the recording is the producer. And for me, it's really important that this person will do everything for me to feel totally free to deliver the emotions, and that will also guide me, like maybe, okay, Vanille, what do you want to say really with this word? What is the intention? What, work with me really, the intention and how to deliver this intention. So I think that I am alone in front of the microphone, and it's my work to be naked in front of this microphone, but it with the help of the producer. And I think this work is really important to be the work of two people, like the director, the producer, and the singer, the actor.
You're listening to the Freio
Music Podcast.
To the Freio Music Podcast.
Elle s'en va vers le ruisseau, sur son cheval palomino. Ses tresses dansent dans son dos, au rythme du galop. Linda, linda Massona, la sudamericana. Amazona, Amazona.
Hi, my name is Vanille. Artist name is Vanille, and my full name is Vanille Leclerc. And I am based in Paris, but now I live in the countryside near Bordeaux, the city of wine.
So your music is just got such a depth of feeling behind it. And I wonder, is there something deep down that you knew you were going to be a musician early on, or what was that first calling to music?
I think it was the beginning to live really big feelings. Maybe the first time I was heartbroken, this kind of stuff that lead me to writing. So for me, it came a bit late, in my life, like 23 years old, because in my youth, I used to be very happy all the time, and even if it's life and in my family there were death and things like that, like in every family. When I was young, I had this happy state, and when I started really living as an adult, and that I understood that existence wasn't that easy for anybody on earth, I started writing about the profound feelings and the love disaster that can happen sometimes.
I like that. So at age 23, was there something that happened where you physically moved out of your parents' house, or what was it that at 23 you think that was a shift in the mind?
I think I was working, in events, like sports events of jumping. So it was like more commercial communication, and I feel that something was missing in my life, and I had a big love story since my 21 years old with a musician that opened to me to music, and that told me he felt I had the feeling, I had the musical feeling to play and to write. So both of these things, the fact that something was missing in my life maybe, and the relation with this guy, I began to write songs, and then my life got lighted. I felt that something was really true and big inside me. So I started to really want to do this with my life, and stop the rest. So in the beginning, I was just playing and writing, and I continue my work on the side, and then I stopped to really do only the music.
When you stopped to do only the music, how did you overcome any self-doubt? It's great that you had that person that you were with that believed in you, but how did you overcome any self-doubt? Because you hadn't gone down the music road before. So how did you navigate that and overcome the feelings of nervousness or the fright?
Yeah, I worked a lot. I learned guitar by myself on YouTube, like autodidact. And I worked a lot, and I played every day, many hours a day. And then I went to play in all the bars in Paris and in Bordeaux, and it was really difficult because I had a fright, and but it was also joy moments, and I think I learned a lot in playing in little bars like that. And it's like that I knew the first person that signed me professionally, one publisher from Universal. I was playing in a bar, and he was there, and then he just contacted me by Facebook, and I went to his office, and I played him the songs that I had, and we start work like that, and build a repertoire. And that's like that I learned.
That's wonderful. And when you were playing in the bars, roughly what year was that early on?
Sorry?
What year was that when you were playing in the bars and you were just getting your started before that Universal contract?
Where do I played?
Yeah, when as well?
When? Yeah, okay. I think that I started learn guitar on YouTube when I was 21. Then I started writing when I was 23, 24, and I began to play in the bars like almost at the same time. I started to write, because I was already playing in my room since 2 years, and I wanted to do the music, but like I wasn't writing my own songs. It hadn't sense for me to play only covers, So when I started to write, almost at the same time, I went to play in bars, and I was maybe testing my songs, and like on a little audience that was most part of the time really drunk.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to have that kind of a sympathetic crowd, but you also, I'm sure, were taking notes of what parts of the songs got people to stand up and move, and what parts, people, meandered on. So I think that feedback of the live audience is very important, and that's great that you were able to get some of those kind of repetitions in.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because it's a feedback that is uh, instantaneous, like
Yep.
and then you can go back on the same night in your room and you can adapt. Maybe from what you felt the same night, performing live.
Que tu sois sur la terre que j'aille ou que j'aille, c'est toujours au creux de toi, comme si j'avais pas le choix, comme si c'était plus fort que moi, ce n'est qu'auprès de toi. On dit que je suis dingue.
Yeah. And so looking back, and I know you're still young and still growing and evolving as an individual and as a musician, but looking back at those early performances, what do you recognize now that you had to improve then, or what was missing from what you have now?
I think self insurance, because then I had to work a lot my voice, and I wasn't really sure of my voice. And now I made 2 albums, and I sang like on the radio, on the TV, and everything. So I feel I feel more sure, about myself, and about what I propose, and then I was like searching, so I wasn't coming like on stage like, hello, that's me, that's what I propose, you like, you don't like, and that's okay. But so I was a bit doubting of myself. And I think that if you want to sing, you want to the doubt is always here in the artist life, and it's normal. But deep down inside, I think you have to have the insurance, or the a certain ego maybe, that is leading you to the crowd,
Yeah, that's great. So I wonder how was it in your experience when you first heard yourself on the radio, and when you first started getting that recognition that your songs have meaning and they have power and they are being played?
Yeah, it was a big moment for me, very very happy, um, because when you have this recognition, and you feel that people can have feelings about what you wrote and what you felt also, it's really important, because you can feel that your mission in life is being accomplished, I think. Because for me, doing music is, I want to move people. That's it. Is it correct? I want to
Yeah.
if people have emotions with my songs. So when you are on radio or on TV, you feel that many people can hear your song and be moved by the same feeling you had writing it, and that, I think that's really beautiful.
So when you're writing your songs, you mentioned early on that as a kid you had a happy mindset or a happy outlook. It almost implied that that's changed. Your music is so light and joyful. I wonder, does your personal emotion influence how you write, or are you only able to write in certain emotional states?
Yeah. So I think that I still have my essence that is light and joyful, but I also have, like everyone, um, like a deep side, more melancholic, and I have to tell that it is more this feeling of melancholy, um, and maybe the emotions that will make me suffer, that brings me till the paper, to write, more than the happy feeling or joyful feeling. I think the melancholic one is the one that give me the inspiration to write.
And when you say you go to write, what do you mean by that? Are you writing on the guitar? Are you writing lyrics? What language are you thinking in? Tell me more about.
First is the music that come, and it's true that the music can come in any state of mind. I can feel really happy and lightful and joyful, and I can write music. The melancholy is more to write the lyrics, and me, I write in French, and I every time I write the music first, and this is more light. It can be in any places, like I can be in my garden. They can be people around, and I can have ideas of music, and I just record it on my phone, and keep it for later. But for the lyrics, is more the melancholic feeling that will lead to the writing, and I have to be alone, in my room, concentrated. I cannot be with people around.
I see. And with the guitar, because you mentioned you play the guitar, on most of your songs, is that you on the guitar or on all of them?
Yeah, almost all of them. I play the guitar and I write the songs on the guitar, but sometimes I write it on the piano as well, because the melodies and it's really rich on the piano, the music and the melodies. So for example, when I feel blocked for a melody on my guitar, I will translate it to the piano, and it can help most part of the time.
That's a great strategy. So when you're feeling blocked on one instrument, you just switch to another.
Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting. Do you feel like when you play a part, a given part on, let's just say, the guitar, and then you try and play that part in a similar way on the piano, do they translate well, or does the guitar have its own character and the piano have its own character?
Yes, I think you have to adapt. If you want to pass to the piano, you have to adapt the style of playing on the piano.
So I want to go back to your guitar and how you were able to teach yourself guitar, because I listened to it and it seems like you're using some finger picking and I'm not sure, but maybe bossa nova or some other styles that are really kind of cool Latin rhythms on the guitar. So how do you, as an adult, keep such an open mind to learn new ways and new methods and new ideas?
I really when I like a song, for example, a Brazilian song, I will go on YouTube and see if there is someone that can teach, for example, the rhythm of the right hand learn, even if the person that will learn you is not playing so well, then you can take what interests you, you know, what you need. You will take what you need, and then you can adapt on your style, you know. So that's uh, a strategy that I still use. If I have a song that I like, I will see if there is like a YouTube class of this song, you know.
Yeah, well, that's great. I really appreciate what you said about, if the person who's teaching is not even playing that well, there's still things that you could learn. And I feel like
Yeah,
that's interesting because you already know that maybe you have superior guitar playing skills than that person, but that person knows something about the riff that you don't know, or whatever, the finger picking style. So
exactly.
that takes like a humble person to be able to learn from somebody who has inferior skill.
Yeah, it can be like that in um and maybe this person know less chords, but in a certain way, in a rhythm or in a picking, I can learn from this person, exactly.
Yeah, that's great. So let's talk about a few of your tracks. So first of all, that first album, how was the experience of getting into the studio? Was that foreign, or had you already had experience from your boyfriend at the time?
I had, when I started working with the publisher, I didn't know really how to produce my song musically. So I went in the studio 2 or 3 times, but then I didn't really like the result. So it was a long way to find what I wanted really musically. And then like I was passionate with bossa nova and Brazilian music. I told my label, because then I signed with a label, that my dream was to record in Brazil. So my producer was enough crazy to send me to Brazil to record my first album. And it was really really magical, because I recorded with uh, only Brazilian musicians, fabulous musicians, and I had such a good time, and I was and I was relieved, because I felt that I was now at the good place musically, and it was a long path to get there, you know.
So why the Amazon, or why Brazil? Why did you want to record there?
Because in the Brazilian music there is something where I really find myself, because there is something, there is a contrast between the music and the lyrics. The music that is always with rhythm, that is with really nice chords, that is joyful, that is light. And the lyrics, they are always melancholic, and about love that didn't work, you know. So there is this contrast between the lyrics and the music in Brazilian music, that is really what I do also. And so when I first discovered this music, it was for me a revelation, because I thought, wow, that's what I do, that's what I want to do. So it was for me um, a dream to go there, and the manner, the way of singing also, that is a lot in the air, the air of the voice, that is maybe it's sing like that, and this one I liked a lot, so I found myself, in this music.
So did you have the songs already lined up and written, and you went to Brazil with a purpose, and you knew exactly what you were going to record?
Oh yeah, exactly. Yes, yes. I had all the songs and the tempo and the tonality, everything prepared before entering the studio.
So one song on that in particular stands out as like a very light, high energy song in my interpretation. And it's also taken off on all the platforms. And that is
Suivre le soleil.
Ces chagrins, l'hiver, par ici, on n'en voit pas la fin. Si tu suivais le soleil juste pour changer de peau, il caresserait ton sommeil, te ferait le pays chaud. Pour toi l'or et le vermeil coulerait dans les ruisseaux. Comme tes yeux dans le ciel te ferait le monde beau, le monde beau. Changer de peau. Si tu laisses le vent emporter tes tourments en chemin, que renaisse le feu qui brûlait dans tes yeux un matin. Oui, je sais.
Tell me about that song. What was the origin story of that? How was it written, or what was the energy behind it?
I had a friend that was really suffering about life, about his family and everything. And I felt that this person was um, feeling almost happy in this darkness of life, And this song is about follow the sun, follow the light. Like, I think it's a choice in life to follow the darkness, the dark feelings, the light. And this song is about that. And I think, even if life is hard for everyone, because everyone will lose someone they love, everyone will face the disease or the injustice of life, but I think that there are also really beautiful things in life, and that we can turn ourselves towards the light of the life that exists also.
So this song was, in a way, a message to your friend. Is that fair?
Yeah, and to the world also, because the first feeling started with this friend, but then I know a lot of people, I think, that are turning towards darkness, whereas they could turn themselves towards light.
Very well said. And so, in your perspective and your approach to life, maybe you aim to follow the light, but you have already discussed like the melancholy emotions that you have embraced in order to write such meaningful lyrics. How do you see
Yeah.
that balance in your own trajectory, or your own, filtering of people or events, or just life?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's just life. Like, the existence will be difficult for everyone, because we all want to know why we are here, what is our mission, and we will. Everyone will suffer from love, from loss, from disease, but there is this sacred light of life that I think we have to follow. So, like you said, the word balance, life is this balance to find between all these feelings we have. So, personally, I embrace melancholy for writing and for introspection and for learning about myself and about the others. But in general, I will always uh, uh, fight for love and light and the joyful part of the life, you know.
Excellent. And well, it is such a interesting balance. Then everybody's got to find their own, and it's so fascinating how two people can see the same event or even be a part of the same thing, and just interpret it so differently. And it really has to do with your outlook, I believe.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why um, human relations are sometimes difficult, because you don't see the things, the events, and what just happened. You will have a total different interpretation, and so sometimes if you find maybe someone that you really get along with, is already a big thing, because it's not that easy.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Well, you've released two albums in the last few years, and the last few years have the music industry and all of society has been turned upside down for part of that. And I wonder, was that kind of ability to isolate and maybe not travel as much, not share your music publicly as much, was that an opportunity for you to write more music?
Yeah, because my second album I wrote during COVID, when COVID started. So it was a good opportunity. But when I think that I would have do more concert with the first album if COVID hadn't begun, you know. So I had to write a lot in a few years, you know. It's true. And now I want to write, begin writing new songs. And so I think that I have the inspiration, but it's true that I have to live to write, you know. I have to feel new emotions, and to live things to write. So it's true that it's kind of difficult to write in when it's really when the time is really uh, uh, little. How do you say, when the
Kind of
time is
limited
yeah,
with what
limited.
experiences you can have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that is a good point. I appreciate that you said that, like, to write is to live, or like you need to live in order to get those perspectives and those feelings and those inspirations in order to write.
Un tas de faux rêves. Avant toi, il n'y avait pas vraiment de moi. J'étais tout le monde et personne à la fois. J'allais du tout au rien. T'as fait de moi quelqu'un. T'as fait de moi quelqu'un. Avant toi, je n'étais pas dans ce corps-là.
That song in particular stands out to me, and I'm curious, you know, why Did you save it for the last song on the album?
Yeah, this song is about unconditional love for me. I wrote it just before giving birth to my child. So I had something, and I finished to write it when I just had the newborn baby. So it was a moment really special in my life. So in the second verse, we can understand that I speak with a love aspect, like a couple aspect. But I think that this song, everyone can interpret it like they want, and I think that at the end this song is more for my child, and I think that it is really it's about unconditional love, and it's about tu as fait de moi quelqu'un, is you made me someone. I don't know how to translate it. T'as fait de moi quelqu'un. You made me someone. Do you understand this or
I
no?
think
No.
so. I appreciate you said it in French for all those who understand French. I'm sure it's better from the source language, but I do understand you, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So this song is really special for me, and I had a big unconditional love inside me, because I was discovering this new love, the fact of loving a child, like the mother love that I didn't know, that is almost I don't know, magical. It's physical. It's there is something totally unconditional that I didn't knew. So I hope that the feeling is it can be felt by everyone in the recording.
That's excellent. And I certainly appreciate your explanation, and it's so meaningful to you, that I'll call it dormant, but like that dormant part of you that you didn't know was there before the child. So I also have had a child in the last, couple years, and well, less than a year, but it was so magical, as you mentioned, just being able to unlock a part of yourself that maybe you didn't even know was there.
Yeah.
Listening to your music now, given that I don't understand French, I just appreciate the sound, the sonic qualities of it too. So I wonder if you could speak to the delivery of your vocals and of the lyrics, and how you're able to inject emotion and feeling into a word.
Yeah. So this by the musically the album, it's really important when I will record the voice. It will be like a director that is directing the actress, for example. Because even if it's me, I wrote the song, so I know what the feeling I want to put inside. But the person that you're recording with, and that is leading the recording, is the producer. And for me, is really important that this person will do everything for me to feel totally free to deliver the emotions, and that will also guide me, like maybe, okay, Vanille, what do you want to say really with this word? What is the intention? Work with me really, the intention and how to deliver this intention. So I think that I am alone in front of the microphone, and it's my work to be naked in front of this microphone, but it with the help of the producer, and I think this work is really important to be the work of two people, like the director, the producer, and the singer, the actor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm curious what perspectives or what's the value for you to work with that producer? Is it just the unbiased feedback, or how do you see the advantage
Mm,
of working with somebody?
yeah, is to have like it's hard to because I write alone, and then when you are recording and you know that this thing will be here for life, you know that you cannot change it, then this voice, this so it's really important. And I think the value of these people, of this person, is to find with me the 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 right way to sing it, and the right intention. Because sometimes when you are alone in your room, you will write the text with the good intention, but maybe this person will help you to find the first intention you had when you first write this text in your room. You know what I mean? Maybe this person will help you to maybe transcend yourself and give back the first feeling that leads you to write the song.
That is well said. And when you are writing the song, as you said, alone in your room, do you have music to it? So when you're writing the lyrics, is it lyric only and then you write the music to complement it, or how does that order work?
Usually I already have the music, the melody, so I write the text according to the melody. So I already know how many inches, like how many tac 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 tac
Yep.
tac 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 tac. You know what I mean? I already know how many words I know, how many syllab I need, how many syllab I need, um, because I think that's the text that has to um, embrace the melody, and not the contrary. You know.
So let's talk about another track on your recent album, and that is
En boucle.
À t'en vouloir, dans ton regard tourmenté, je trouverais bien de quoi me consoler. Ce que tu m'as dit, ouais, tu penses même pas, non, c'était gratuit, juste un faux pas. Faut pas s'en faire, faut pardonner, faut pas le prendre au premier degré. Mais tu sais, les mots, ça déchire, il suffit d'un peu trop pour tout détruire. Mais sache bien que ces mots partout me poursuivent en boucle dans mon cerveau.
Tell me about that one and how it was created.
This song was created when I was en boucle. So en boucle is when you are in your head, like that something is turning in your head, and you cannot stop thinking about it, you know. And for me it was a story of reproaches in a relation, in a love relation, and love relationship, and that this reproaches were turning in my head, you know, the words that is turning in the head, and you cannot leave it, you know. So I have this thing that when I am obsessed with something, or I have a problem, it will turn in my head until I go to sleep, you know. And so I thought that this word en boucle was a really nice way to say it, that when you have a subject and you can't you can't stop thinking about it. So I was like, I hope I'm not the only one, and the people are like me, like they cannot leave a subject when they are when they feel offense with something. And so it's about also that the words in life can kill a relationship, can like the words have a meaning, and you cannot think about saying words and think that they won't have a result, you know.
Yeah, certainly. And when you were writing this song in particular, obviously your mind was turning over everything that had just happened. Did you feel some sort of relief when you got it out on paper? Were you able to settle the argument or like prove that you were
Yeah,
right or something?
yeah, I think that the fact to put it on a paper and to write the song about this, um, so for maybe 2 hours you won't have this thing turning in your head, because you will think about the words that you want to use to express yourself. So I think that writing is a big relief for me, you know, in my life, because when I have sadness or anger or melancholy or joyfulness, I can put it in the words, in the lyrics, and it's such a beautiful way to relieve.
Certainly. And when you are able to capture ideas, because it sounds like you have like a bank, for lack of a better term, a bank of guitar melodies and songs, and then you write down lyrics as you see fit to match the feeling of the song. Is that more or less correct?
Yeah, it's like that. I have every time I find the melody, like I will record it on my phone, so we can say that I have, yeah, a bank. But a lot of what I will record, I won't use it, you know, because you create, but you keep only the best. So yes, I always have melodies, ideas that are turning, that I hear, and that are here. And if I want if I have a strong feeling that a lyric will come, so I can use a melody that I have that can fit the feeling. So this is really instinctive, and usually it leads me to the right melody. And if it's not working, sometimes I have an idea of lyrics, and I will grab a melody I have and starting doing the lyrics on this. And usually it's instinctively the first idea is the good one. But if the words are not working on this melody, so I will try another melody, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense. How do you work with yourself, raise the bar of quality threshold that you need to now meet, but at the same time be willing to put something out? Clearly, you're able to release things, but as you've mentioned, you release only the best. So, at what point do you know a song makes the cut or gets dropped off?
When I hear the song, if I have a feeling, a deep feeling that comes, and I want to hear the song till the end, it's okay. It's a good song, you know. If I'm searching for the feeling, I'm not sure, it's not okay, or I have to work more, or I have to abandon, you know, this one.
Yeah. And do you attach any emotion to that wasted effort, or are you able to just move on and just say, that one's gone and moving on?
Yeah, I just move on, but sometimes it's difficult because you want to have good songs, and yeah, sometimes it can be like a bit sad, and I'm like, oh no, I thought it was the worst. Is when you go to bed, for example, and you're like, oh la la, this song is, I think, is so good, and you will wake up in the morning and listen to it, and you think that it's not good at all. So it's a bit it's a disappointment, you know. But then you move on, and you write more. But it's the creativity has moments of motivation, big joy, and sometimes big disappointments also. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly a roller coaster. And I wonder how you're able to handle the feedback, or like maybe strategies that you've developed, because you've only recently put yourself out there as a musician, and now you've got many works, and maybe your favorite song doesn't get as many plays as your least favorite song on the album, or people are writing about it or critiquing it. How are you able to deal with the feedback from the public? Because as you said, in that recording studio and behind the mic, you said, quote, like you're naked behind the mic because you're
Yeah.
so exposed, and your sound is so raw. And once you're able to refine it, put it out to the public, I wonder how has your experience been?
Mm, uh, like I know that I did the better that I could do, really. Like I really work on the lyrics, I work on the melody, I I was looking for the best producer to work on these songs, and then we recorded in the best manner. I think that the best we could do. So, like I have no regrets about it. Uh, then the feedback for me is quite easy to get, because even if people don't like, and it's their right, because I cannot please everyone, and me neither. I don't like everyone in the world, so it's normal, you know, that everyone won't like what I did. But as I really did my best, um, I think that I am able to have feedback that is not so good sometimes, you know, because I know the story of the album, I know the story of the songs, and I know that I did my best.
Oh, that's great. So as long as you know that you put in the time, the effort into it, you're able to stand up tall and take whatever feedback comes because you know you did your
Yeah,
part.
yeah. And uh, when there is bad feedback, I don't say that it's okay, and I don't give a shit and everything. No, but if I start feeling stressed, for example, about this feedback, I always remember, okay, Vanny, you did your best. That's why you have. That's what you can offer, and that's it. You know.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So if a young talented musician approached you today and was just getting going, what advice would you give?
I would give for music is fun and feeling, and uh, to persevere, perseverance. It's a long way. The artist way is most part of the time really long. So you have to always love the music, and remember that doing music is fun and feeling at the same time, and always persevere if it's really what you want to do.
Wonderful. Love it. Outside of music, what are you into? Anything?
I like reading a lot,
Any
and
particular books or authors or genres?
I love Victor Hugo, like the big classics. I love it, like Victor Hugo, les sœurs Brontë, like Emily Brontë, English writers. Um, like I love an American a book that is contemporary. C'est American Darling. You know it?
No, I don't.
Okay, it's a book that has maybe 4 or 5 years, and it was a first novel. And the story is a bit hard, but the way of writing is incredible.
What sticks out about the writing? Why is it so incredible?
The reading for me is incredible because you can travel in being in your room, and you can know get to know different worlds, but also you can do introspection and get to know you better while traveling. It's this mix of thing in the reading that is so incredible for me. For example, compared to cinema, I love cinema as well, but now I don't really watch movies anymore because I think that reading is enhance more my imagination, because there is not the images.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's immersive. You get to kind of paint in between the lines and draw the scenes as the author describes. But I feel like when you're reading it, you get to embellish or add more details that are not on the page in your mind.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think that when you write, it's really important to read because it's the food of the one who writes.
Ah, I like that. That's a tweetable line right there. That's good. For those people listening that don't already know your music and know you, what are the best platforms that they can reach you on?
They can reach me on Instagram at Vanille Music. For the to follow me live according to music, and I post little covers, and I talk about the books I like, about poetry and so on. And if not, I'm on Spotify or every music platform, YouTube or whatever you want. But it's true that I am very active on Instagram, and I will create a TikTok maybe tomorrow because my label told me that it would be good.
That's good. That's good. Well, we'll help jumpstart your following there. So that's good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm fresh on TikTok, so I'm new to it. So
Okay.
don't know much, but that's great. The last question, I like to just give it to you and just ask: is there anything else that you'd like to share?
I want to share that everyone has to follow the light, follow the sun, and that it was very good to talk to you. And my name is Vanille, and I hope to see you soon. And I have like a DJ that called Montefino. just made a remix of my song Suivre le Soleil, that is Follow the Sun. So maybe you can listen to it this summer, because it's a new version from the original, and it's like electro chill. It's good.
Nice. Well, I think it takes a rare person to appreciate somebody taking their song and mashing it up and squashing it into an electronic realm. And also just, I appreciate that you've been learning from all those sources that you mentioned on YouTube and traveling to places and bringing in collaborators and artists. So I'm very thankful that you, at the age of 23, decided to pursue music. And I congratulate you on everything that you've done and wish you all the best moving forward.
Thank you so much. You too. I wish you the best.
Comme tout est dément, la danse au monde, il n'a pas le temps, il n'a pas 2 secondes, à lui ça lui suffit, qu'on le tienne serré, pour tout oublier, partout elle est là dans le bleu de ses yeux. Elle est là dans sa main juste au creux. Elle nous fait la vie douce et les larmes légères. Elle fait de son sourire le soleil sur la terre. Son âme, son âme, son âme d'enfant. Son âme, son âme, son âme d'enfant.
You've been listening to the Freio Music Podcast with Michael Morahan. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. And don't forget to share this podcast everywhere. Thanks for listening, and until next time, stay tuned.